My name is Olsen. I'm the current owner of Hugo Tree. Been in business 25 years in Hugo, Minnesota. I took the company over from my father about 4 years ago, who is now retired. We've grown the company exponentially since then. Added a secondary residential crew and a full-time land clearing crew. We brought in land clearing as a full-time gig just to help keep up with the demand that we've seen in our area, the increase in housing, the increase in warehouses, manufacturing buildings, all of that sort of development. So we decided that we were going to start figuring out how to get more productive and a little bit more efficient at what we do, which led us to the CAT330 with the Woodcracker C550 shear head on it. What we really like about it is that it's a durable, efficient machine. The C550 specifically for the tree shearing, tree cutting part is a very durable way and a very efficient way to take and remove trees in tight spaces, especially when you have contaminated debris. And then of course, not mounted right now, we have the R1300 stump shear that we use to help process our stumps on most of our clearing sites that can then be brought off site to a disposal site.
Hi, I'm Chaz with Hugo Tree. I've been running the 330 with the shear for the last 2 years with the Woodcracker shear. I have no complaints about it. We've used dangle saws before, and this is far superior. For technical grabbing and all the stuff we do around buildings and power lines, it's night and day difference. I've been here for about 17 years. And now after running this for the last 2 years, I can't believe that we didn't do this for 15 years before that.
So we're in the yard now. Here we stockpile material that we cut with our 550 on site. We also are going to stockpile material that we clean with our R1300 and then turn that material into a mulch material. This yard here facilitates about 25,000 yards a year of material. Behind me is our 330 with our Woodcracker R1300 stump splitter on it. We use it to process material that comes into our yard, clean it so that it's ready to go through a grinder and be turned to mulch. Yeah, so for us, when we are on a clearing site, our C550 will do the clearing work itself. Then we will remove the stumps using the R1300, pile with our tree debris typically, where we'll then get processed with a grinder and hauled off site. What's really nice is the simplicity to be able to switch between the heads. That means that we can bring one machine to a site and really have three. You can have your machine that feeds your grinder, but also your machine that does the cutting work and the stump processing work all in one. It's less machines, less people on site, really simple to change over. Taking the 550 shear head off is pretty quick, pretty smooth. Putting the 1300 on is even easier. So that's one of the huge advantages we've found with both heads on one machine. If we didn't have our C550 and R1300, we would not be in land clearing. We would be strictly residential work. Without those two units, it would be very difficult for us to be competitive in our market. With those two units, we have an advantage over many of our competitors in our market because we just don't have the overhead that a lot of other guys would have with those. They're just so much simpler and easy to run, less maintenance. Just it's a total game changer compared to how we used to do it. So.